Little known and seldom discussed, King Philip's War of 1675 to 1676 was a devastating conflict between Native American peoples and New England colonists, sparked by growing tensions over land, resources, and cultural encroachment. The war was named after Metacom, also known as King Philip, a Wampanoag leader who united several tribes in resistance. What began as a localized clash quickly spread into a brutal and widespread war, engulfing villages across Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and beyond. Both sides suffered staggering losses, but Native communities bore the deepest scars. Many were killed, sold into slavery, or displaced. The war effectively marked the end of significant indigenous resistance in the region and reshaped colonial and Native relations for generations. These verses try to capture some of the key personalities and events of those bygone days. Part 1. The Pact of Massasoit. When Mayflower's sails first touched this shore, and hunger knocked on every door, a sachem stood with open hand, Massasoit, lord of Wampanoag land. He gave them maize, he gave them peace, and for a time friendship increased. Beside him stood his sons, two heirs, Wamsutta bold and Metacom fair. Part 2. The Death of Wamsutta. But peace is fragile, like the dew. One morning bright the sky turned blue. Then Wamsutta, summoned to the town, fell ill and died. His people frowned. Poisoned, they whispered, by deceit. And Metacom rose his heart a beat of thunder, grief, and growing rage. The lion roared upon his stage. Part 3. The Murder of Sassamon. John Sassamon, a man between, a Christian yet of native mien, warned Plymouth of the war to come. They found him 'neath the ice, dead, done. 3 Wampanoags were swiftly tried and hanged, while Metacom denied the guilt, but not the bitter sting. The noose had loosed a mourning king. Part 4. The Flames Begin. In Swansea's fields the first blood spilled, as homes were razed and kinfolk killed. Josiah Winslow, Governor grim, raised arms to crush the sachem's whim. But Philip's allies gathered near, the Nipmuc, Narragansett fierce with spear, Comanche, proud Narragansett chief, swore vengeance deep as forest grief. Part 5. The Captive's Tale. Mary Rowlandson. In Lancaster, the flames took flight, and Mary Rowlandson fled the night. Her babe lie dying in her arms, as warriors stormed the town and farms. For weeks she walked through snow and pain, a captive bound by sorrow's chain. Yet in her tale, both wrath and grace, she saw the war in every face. Part 6. The Betrayal of Weetamoo. Weetamoo, queen of Pocasset pride, once Philip's kin, now at his side. She led her warriors fierce and free across the rivers to the sea. But hunger came and bullets flew. She drowned while fleeing, lost from view. Her body found, her dignity torn, a sachem queen, by sorrow worn. Part 7. Benjamin Church and the Turning Tide. Then rose a man of cunning mind, Benjamin Church of a different kind. He fought with natives by his side and sought to stem the bloody tide. He hunted Philip through the trees, with Wampanoag scouts and whispered pleas. He spared some lives, he took down more, a paradox in peace and war. Part 8. The Plea of Roger Williams. Old Roger stood where rivers meet. his beard grown white, his voice still sweet. He begged the Narragansetts stay their hand and turn from war away. But fire consumed his providence, despite his years of eloquence. Still Roger wrote, with trembling hand, a final plea to save the land. Part 9. The Fall of Metacom. At Mount Hope's edge, the end drew near, as Philip's kin fell year by year. His wife and son were sold away to slavery's dark, eternal day. Then Alderman, a native scout, betrayed his chief with fatal clout. A musket cracked the forest side, and Metacom, the lion, died. Part 10. The Aftermath. His head was placed on Plymouth's gate, a trophy grim, a mark of fate. For 20 years it watched the square, while silence thickened in the air. The tribes were broken, scattered, sold, their stories lost, their children cold. The forests wept, the rivers mourned, the sacred drums no longer warned. The Wampanoag, once proud and free, were scattered ghosts beside the sea. And though the victors claimed the land, their souls were stained by bloodied hand. For in that war, both sides had lost. Why must that always be the cost? Thank you for listening to this recording. Please consider liking the content and subscribing to our channel. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and suggest stories or poems you'd like to hear next.